Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 10 of me attempting the Predator achievement. I think today we're gonna go with, I'm gonna try Robin instead of Harmony Trailblazer. I was looking at teams and stuff for like, not this, but just for like, I want to try and mix up the teams that I use for these runs to make it more interesting. Honestly, and so we'll see how this one goes. Yeah, let's go with that one. I honestly do not have much to talk about, like, today, I guess. I still did not. I should probably watch the live stream from yesterday, but I don't know. Oh, okay, that was an achievement for probably winning a battle with Robin and Sunday in the same team. Okay. I'm surprised that I haven't put them in a team together yet. Like, that was one reason why I was like, back when it was still like, when the leaks when we got news of Sunday being a playable character, I was like, oh, well, I hope he has some sort of thing with Robin. Oh, wait, okay, I'm not paying attention. Hand beacon, okay. When it got announced that Sunday was gonna be playable, it was really like, oh, well, I hope that they have some sort of character voice line or whatever when added to a team. I think I actually was like talking about it in one of the servers I'm in on Discord. I don't remember which one, but it definitely was like, oh, well, here are the characters that I think that he would have character voice lines with based off of like when they join a team. And I definitely was like, oh, well, Aventurine, which I do not remember if he does or not. You see, I might just be dumb, which happens a lot. But like, I think my guesses were like Aventurine, Robin. I was hoping for Jade, that he would have a voice line with Jade, just because of that that one scene at the end of I forgot what patch it was, but I was kind of disappointed that he didn't have a voice line or anything about Jade, because like, I feel like that was a very pivotal moment for his character based off of what I remember. Honestly, I initially had plans to go E6 for Sunday, and then I never did because I didn't have enough pulls for it. But you know how it is. At least I ended up getting E1, so like, that's all that really matters, you know. I figured, I initially actually wasn't even gonna go for E1 either, but then it was like, oh, well, I heard like his kid's really good for either follow-up. I think that's what it is. Like, right now he's the best for like some follow-up characters. Like, I want to say he's not good for Jade. I'm in Jade mains and I never see really information about him. They're all talking about Trivy and like Agalia, which makes sense. I think I could be completely wrong with my information here, but I'm fairly certain that they were saying that he's currently good for Topaz because of her mechanics and how they work. But one of the reasons why I ended up going for E1 for Sunday was because I know that Agalia, at least in the beginning, she's going to be really good until we get more remembrance characters. You know, that's how it really, I expect that she's just going to be like Zila, like really good, because one of the first characters for a new path. One of the first limited characters for a new path. But then she's probably going to fall out after we get more remembrance characters. But I still think it'll be worth investing in getting her. Just because she is, like, I could go and build remembrance trailblazer. Sorry. I could go and build remembrance trailblazer. But honestly, I enjoy playing them as the Harmony. And I spent so long farming for Harmony too. Like, and that's what I'm probably gonna do. Like, I'm probably gonna keep Trailblazer as Harmony, and then pull for Agalia, just for that initial boost with the uniqueness. I don't know if uniqueness is the right word here, but like, just for that extra boost of her being like one of the first remembrance characters. I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point, but like, I don't know. I genuinely don't even remember if I've even talked about this before. I know I've talked about pulling for Agalia, and I know yesterday I mentioned that I was kind of on the fence with my day because I'm like, I cannot keep pulling all these banners back to back. I mean, I could, but it's not fun to pull back to back on every single banner. But like, it's one of those things like, I don't know, like, do I need another imaginary destruction when I have E6 on Inhibitor Lune? And I know that the leaks for Tribi make her seem really good, but only if you completely wail for her and go for E6. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, she has, I don't know, Tribi, her character design is kind of cute, but like not really my thing. Leaked kit-wise or design-wise. I mean, I might pull for my day. Like, that's where I'm at right now, is maybe, because I am interested in his character design, and I do love me some imaginary characters. But also I'm looking at I don't see, this is gonna be a reoccurring issue with me not knowing how to pronounce characters' names. Partially because I never hear the English the English versions said out loud, because I always just either don't pay attention to the live streams or constantly play with the original Chinese voice pack. But Castoris, I think the one, she's one of the characters that I'm really looking forward to. Not so much because of her, like, what possible path or type she'd be, but mostly just because of her lore that we already have leaks for and can guess. I think the other character that I'm really looking forward to is Thionon, I think that's how you pronounce it. Although I've never personally, like, I've tried to play Honkai Impact 3rd, and I don't know why I couldn't get into. I think it was because at the time I didn't have enough storage space on my phone, so it barely ran. Like I could get it downloaded barely, but then it just would not work properly. And so, did I just turn a combat domain into a combat domain? Okay. Apparently I cannot focus on two things at once. But anyway, maybe this is a sign I need to stop talking. But anyway, what was I talking about? Right. I never got into playing Honkai Impact 3rd, but I do know a lot about, well, quote unquote, a lot. Not that much, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. I know a little bit about the lore of Honkai Impact 3rd and how it relates to the greater Honkai-verse, and especially in particularly Star Rail, because that's the most obvious connections. I know that there's like, oh, well, you can argue that like because Akira anyway, yeah, I can't remember how to pronounce his last name. I suck at it, but I'm talking about like Locha's and Otto's Japanese voice actor. I know that like Hoyo has a tendency to it's a very reoccurring theme of characters being voiced by the same voice actor across various games. The obvious one being that okay, the obvious reason, I need to just shut up and pay attention to this, but one of the obvious reasons of one of the obvious reasons I should probably grab that. There we go. I think I got all the ones over there. But as I was saying, one of the obvious things with Hoyo is that characters that are variants of each other, they are not XPs. I've had a friend yell at others for that, which I find really funny because they actually aren't XPs at all. And I think, at least I can get that one back. But I just call them variants because that's like alternate universe versions of the same character, basically. Like Bronya is the biggest example. Like she's everywhere. Even in like you have Bronya in Honkai Impact 3rd. Then you have Bronya in Star Rail, and Silver Wolf is actually another variant of Bronya, I believe specifically off of the one of the, I want to say it was one of the AIs or something in Honkai Impact. But then there's like so many different variants of Bronya within the Honkai Impact of that specific part of the universe. I know that people have been thinking that the Tsuritsa from Genshin is going to be either, a lot of people think that it's going to be Bronya. It could be Cocolia, but I don't think we'll know until Shinazunaya comes out. But anyways, I feel like I'm just going on this long tangent and completely forgot what I was going to initially say. But no, Final is supposed to be a variant of Kevin. I think that's what I was getting at. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I'm interested in him. Like again, I do not know that much. Like all my Honkai Impact 3rd knowledge is only really about Welt and Void Archives. and anything that's remotely related to the connection between Honkai Impact 3rd and Honkai Star Rail. With the miscellaneous Genshin knowledge, because, like, why not? Ayato is just Genshin version of Auto. I think everyone knows that, and if you don't, congratulations, you now have that knowledge. I'm trying to think if there's any, well, obviously the most obvious one aside from Ayato, I think would be, well, actually, it might be more obvious that Raiden Shogun is the Genshin version of Raiden Mei and Acheron. I think that's more obvious than the Ayato, because I know that people were like, oh, when, like, I think it was last year, there was still a lot of people that didn't know that Ayato was a version of Auto, which it's very hard to tell with the Genshin characters, unless, well, some of them are harder than others, I think. It depends on how much lore you know, like Venti is a Genshin version of Wendy, or what other characters in Genshin are based, like the Pyro Archon is basically Genshin Himiko. I wonder if there's, I'm going off of a tangent again, I'm sorry, but that does remind me about how I did have a theory initially about how the Archons are, well, there's definitely, I feel like, a connection, quote-unquote connection between the Archons and the Aeons. Namely, oh, I did it again. Namely, it's, just, like, their authorities, if that makes sense. I never really got too far in analyzing this because there's not a lot of information out there. Maybe there's more now, but my small brain can't handle a lot of information a lot of times. I honestly don't even remember why I stopped theory crafting on this. Or theorizing, I guess theory crafting is strictly for building, but one of the things that I realized was that Zhongli has a lot of similarities to the Preservation Aeon. I can never pronounce his name. I'm not even gonna try, or their name. I'm not even gonna try because I get really self-conscious about pronouncing names wrong. I should be looking up how to pronounce them correctly. I'll probably do that, but I still feel like I'm just gonna pronounce them wrong. But from what, I don't remember off the top of my head about why. I think a lot of it was that, well, if you look at how Morax, commerce and like Moro is named after him, and then you look at the Preservation Aeon and how basically the IPC is capitalism, you can kind of see the similarities there. But I always also thought about like preservation is about protection, and then you have Zhongli, who's like the Geo Archon. So there's more parallels there too. I know there were direct quotes from the wiki pages for both Morax and the Preservation Aeon that I pulled for this theory. I will probably put all that information down below in the description for you guys if you want to. I don't know if like others have thought about this. There's definitely other Aeons too that I think fit with, that quote unquote fit with or align with the authorities of the Archons in Genshin. I know that Fuli definitely has, even though it's ice, and I know people are like, oh, Teresa and whatnot, I think that Fuli, because remembrance is such like memory and whatnot, that Fuli has more in common with Nahida and I can't remember her name, but you know the yeah, like Nahida and whatnot. Like that's what I think is more in line with remembrance as a path. I don't know much about it actually is really interesting because I don't play Genshin and I don't really keep up with lore, but I could make a tentative guess and say that the Pyro Archon, from what I know, is a little bit, it could be either destruction, hunt, or abundance, or even both abundance and hunt. Because I know that she's connected to resurrection, and that's also a big part of like the resurrection aspects of her abilities as the Pyro Archon. I do not know if that's spoilers. I'm sorry if that is. I do not, like I said, I stopped playing Genshin. I barely keep up with it. I only keep up with it for like my friend. That's like it. But based off of the whole resurrection thing, and I would tentatively say that at least part of the Pyro Archon's power could be like the Star Rail version, I guess, or like the connection between the Aeons and the Archons would be abundance. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. Arguably, Raiden Shogun could be inspired by, but I think the parallels between Raiden Shogun in Genshin would likely be the Aeon of Permanence, because Eternity. But also, I'm wondering if Nihility would also be another one. Just that's mostly me spitballing based off the fact that Acheron is Raiden Mei variant and a emanator of Nihility. So it could be possible there for that connection. It's very difficult to figure out where some of these like stand. The most obvious one to me is Zhongli and the Preservation Aeon. But like I said, I'll put that down in the description if you want to read about my probably half-baked theories. I have no idea if it holds any weight. I don't take myself seriously with this kind of stuff. Well, I take myself seriously, but if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, you know? Like, I'm not gonna be beat up about it. I think that was, yeah, there was another thing that I was like thinking about. I know that the Titans for the new Amphorius, I think. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too. But I know that there's been some discussion, at least in my quote unquote circles, that there's been a lot of talk that, well, not a lot, but there's been talk that the Titans are basically the Hersher, I'd see, from Honkai Impact 3rd. Okay, good. We got at least something worthwhile. I have not been paying attention to anything that I've been doing for this run because I just want to yap about lore that I barely know anything about. It do be like that though. Okay, I only have one, so I gotta make this one count. Eat. I don't know why I just said that. I'm sorry, that is so cringe. Okay. At least I have more to talk about this time. I don't know. I'll try and do more research on stuff. But whether or not I ended up talking about it tomorrow or not is the real question. Yeah, 176%. We're not doing too hot. Let me switch back. I probably should have battled that, but oh well. Somehow we're on level 9 for that, but still not even close to what we need. Me when I don't pay attention to anything. That's also a reoccurring thing that will definitely come up. If you all couldn't tell already. Honest, because I've been talking so much, this is probably gonna be like way longer than even yesterday's. I thought that yesterday's video, after I had edited it, that it would, sorry I said that weirdly, I cannot pronounce that word correctly if I edited it. Yeah, see, like, words are hard. And I apologize for that. But I was surprised that yesterday's video was still like 27 minutes long, even though I had cut down some of it. I guess I didn't realize how much I talk. I mean, I do know how much I talk, but like at the same time, I didn't think it'd be that much. Although it does always feel like it's longer to record than it like actually is. Like sometimes it feels like I've spent an hours on recording one of these videos when in reality it's not hours, it's basically half that. Isn't there like another achievement that you can do with like the abundance path based off of like how many like more levels of difficulty? I don't remember off the top of my head. It's been so long since I even like did anything with Swarm Disaster. Like pretty much all I do currently is either log in to build some characters or rebuild characters or to do this. That's all I do on Star Rail right now. I am the and the game versions for endgame content when they unlock. But that's pretty much it, because half the time I just don't have the patience to do world exploration. Like, that's one of the reasons why my Hermit Trailblazer is still at E3. Like, I cannot be bothered to wander around Penacony. Sometimes I do, if like I'm really bored and have nothing else to do with Star Rail. But, and you know, I'd probably get a lot of Jades if I did that. But I don't know. It'd be really easy too now to find all the chests and everything since I have Topaz. I don't know. I also don't know, because 3.0 is coming up soon. I don't know if I'm gonna post a video on the day of that patch or the day after. It depends on how tired I am, because I do start work soon. Like, I've been on break for a while. Perks of working where I do, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll update you guys on everything as it happens. And thanks for watching if you got this far. I was gonna apologize for if I talked too much, but I need to like stop apologizing for things. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.